Hi, this is Julia from the Sewing Shed. Have you ever had a day where everything goes wrong, or should I say a week? So now I can't get the microphone to work, so I've given up, so hopefully you can hear me. I'm in the Sewing Shed trying to catch up with work. We've got a show on Saturday in Pembrokeshire, so I'm taking the shed to Pembrokeshire on Saturday, Robertson Wathen Village Hall if you're around, 11 o'clock in the morning till about 3. I'm trying to make this bag again, so this little sewing bag is what I'm trying to do today. Should have taken me about 5 minutes to do it, but anyway, here we go. So all you do to make that is use one of my candy bar packs, and I'm using the new Atelier fabrics, and I've got a candy bar pack which has got 56 pieces of fabric in, which are 2.5 inches by 5 inch, and there's enough to make the whole bag outer with those. So the bag outer and the handles, the bag outer is just 5 rows of 8 pieces from your pack sewn together. I've just fused it to some wadding ready, and then I've already stitched the sewing machine panel, which is going to get appliqued on, which is why all those plain bits are left there, because the sewing machine is going to cover that bit, so there's no point putting the pretty fabrics there. The rest of the pieces, plus there's a few left as you can see up there, are used for the bag handles. So if you sew them into your 5 inch by 2.5 inch strips, sew them into one long strip and then cut it in half. So you've got a bag handle piece that's 2.5 inches wide, and fuse it to some wadding, and then cut some corresponding plain fabric to be the lining for your bag handle. Sew them together, turn them right sides out, leaving a gap in the long edge somewhere in the middle of the long edge. Turn them right sides out, fold them in half, and top stitch them together again from 2 squares from each end, and then that bit will sit nicely on top of your bag, as you can see here. That's for that bit, and then you can put some self-cover buttons or something on top if you want to finish it off. So that's half done. I've been trying to finish a stitch, one of the new stitchery panels, so that's the stitching gardening lady, not the stitching lady, it's a gardening lady. And I've stitched that in some Aurifil threads just for a change. So that's my Flower Power Aurifil thread pack, and I've used one of the threads out of that. So this is just one thread. I've nearly finished it. I've got finished going around the outside. So she's nearly done. Christmas runners, which we showed in the Facebook Live. So there's a big Christmas runner. That's the cable for my microphone, which I've thrown there in my tantrum because I couldn't get the microphone to work. And here's the baby version. So each runner, if you do the big runner, you need 5 inch squares. If you do baby runner, you need 2.5 inch squares. Really simple, made with half square triangles. So you need your green and your cream for the outside. So you need two pairs of those for each block, and you need 1 pair of red and green. So just sew a diagonal line on the back, sew 1/4 inch either side, and then you can cut them in half. So that will do that side. So you'll need another one for this side, and then there's the red and the green for the middle. So you just make it in those blocks. So that block makes that bit there, and you make 5 of them for a mat. So there's a little baby one, and then that's the big version, as you can see. So just 5 inch squares, both of them. I've just put border of 1.5 inch of the red, 2.5 inch of the patterned one. I've used Macawa metallic fabric. As I say, I'm getting ready to go off to Robertson Wathen, so there's stuff everywhere in here. Oh, sewing machine, more sewing machines. So that's another pattern that I'm going to be doing again for Hobbycraft TV. Did I mention Hobbycraft TV? I've done this video about 3 times until I realised the microphone wasn't working. Hobbycraft TV is on now, Freeview 97. I will be on it at the end of November, so I'm getting stuff ready for that as well as going with me tomorrow. So here's my hanging hearts. I'm making lots of them into hanging hearts, and some of them are going to be a quilt. And then there's Christmas ones, there's a holly and an ivy, and there's a poinsettia one which I need to take a picture of that today, so they'll be coming with me to Robertson Wathen. That's what's going on in the shed today, and here's all the chaos ready to pack in the car. Jess came up, my daughter, to help me roll all these boxes of fabric because I realised I had no fat quarters loose to sell. I've only got like packs of fat quarters. There's a block of the month. I did a couple more blocks. You'll be pleased to know I'm getting there with the pattern. Hopefully I'll get it finished next week. And then lots of lovely stuff ready to take with me. So I'm all ready to go. Watching the Vuelta as well at the same time, and the sun's actually come out, although it's been chucking it down with rain for days and days and days. Mr. Squirrel is happy out there because there's lots of acorns fallen down. Where is Mr. Squirrel Cushion? I'll show you Mr. Squirrel Cushion if you haven't seen him before. There he is. He's very happy because there's so many acorns out there. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to go and try and clear up the chaos in the shed, and I will catch up with you. I'll try and do a little video from the quilt show so you can see what we're all up to there, and I'll be back soon with more randomness. So thanks for joining me. See you soon. Bye.